one thing has stayed consistent. Celebrating 30 years on the air on WROI is the first federal program. Hosts may have changed, but the program is still the same. Now continuing a long-standing tradition, streaming on the First Federal Facebook page and on WROI. It's time for the First Federal.
And a good Friday morning to you, the final day in February as we welcome First Federal Program. And Evan joins us this morning. Good morning, sir.
Hey, good morning, Randy.
How are you?
Good. We may as well have a show last day of the month.
Yeah, might as well.
Be
What
fun.
else? Nothing else to do, right?
No, that's right. It is February after all.
That's right. You know, these people that were born on the 29th are still waiting on their birthday.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
They're going to have to wait
another year. Yeah, another couple of years.
Yeah.
What is it, 3? Oh, that's funny. Well, I think of February for basketball, because that's my favorite sport, and you got to throw in Valentine's Day there too if you have a sweetheart. Don't forget that one.
Yeah. And then, of course, the best part is when we flip the calendar, then the March Madness begins.
Oh, it's so fun.
Yeah.
I'm getting excited about that.
Even nice to have the high school in March this year. So
That's right.
All the guys actually will be finishing up. The girls get a little taste of it this weekend with the state finals. So.
Hoosier hysteria?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the old term?
Yeah.
We still use that term?
I think the
Okay.
what do we call this? The older generation.
Yeah. Am I in that one yet, Randy?
Maybe.
Okay. Well,
you brought the old saying up.
yeah, that was kind of you to
qualified,
say that way. I appreciate that. You know, you start looking at your second half of life a little differently than your first half. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Okay, NFL Combine underway.
Yes, it is.
In Indianapolis. You think that's going to stay in Indy for a long time, or have they already made some different agreements?
I think it's there for 2 more years, but we'll see.
Yeah.
They should keep it there.
That's been good for the city and state.
Time.
Sure has. Yeah, I don't know when they started that, in the 80s or 90s.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
I've
never been to it. Have you?
I've seen them down there. We used to be down there at that time, and yeah, those guys walking around, and it was crazy down there.
Kind of always wanted to go to a session or something, but it's pretty. I don't know. It's been pretty inconvenient, I guess. But it sounds like it would be kind of interesting to do that. So that's one. I think that's a bucket list item for me. I'll just go ahead and say it now.
I have been to it one time. It was actually the year Patrick Mahomes was in the draft class.
Oh, really?
But I didn't get to see him. They alphabetize it.
Okay.
So I saw the first half that day.
You know who else didn't get to see him? The Chicago Bears. Apparently. So, apparently they missed.
They were there in the first half.
Yeah. Jeez, OP.
But yeah, if anybody's got an opportunity to go, it's free to go to the Combine. You register online, and they've changed the rules since I went. When I went, you couldn't have your phone out at all. Couldn't talk. I mean, it was a serious deal. You just had to be quiet and watch. Now I think you can snap pictures and all sorts of things.
You know, local interest, Jack Kaiser's down there working out. I saw a video of that.
Well, I was wondering if we had any, at least Indiana universities represented.
Jack's down there, I know for sure. I don't know if anybody else from any other.
Purdue has one offensive lineman.
I think IU has 2 players.
Somehow's projected to go in the first 3 rounds. I'm like, okay.
Didn't see it this season. Isn't on the field, but. That's so funny how the draft works.
Yeah,
Exactly.
For how many else are on the roster?
Yeah. They're 84, whatever that is.
But yeah, because I did see, I was flipping through, I saw a video of one of his workouts yesterday, so it's kind of cool.
You know this time of year and everything, but I saw something without even looking yesterday about Tom Brady's combine stuff. Have you seen that?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure it's everywhere, but he ran like a 5.27 40 dash.
Yeah, nothing impressive.
It looked like he couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Worked out well for him.
Yeah, then he's sporting some rings.
Yeah,
So.
don't judge a book by its cover.
That's right.
Exactly.
Inexact science, or you can't really call it science at all. Yeah, I think Indiana University has a defensive lineman and then maybe the quarterback.
Yeah.
So it's like he had a knee injury, so I don't know what.
Yeah,
maybe he's
had
just
a couple
talking down there.
issues, so
I don't know. Okay, well, we're excited for an esteemed guest later in the show. Joe McCarter, our local president of RTC Communications, is going to be here, and we're excited to have talked with him about great local company and what they're doing here in early 2025. And we got some good trivia this morning. This is pretty exciting.
I thought so.
Yeah.
It makes me nervous.
Yeah.
Like that.
Well, this is kind of one of those things we've all been tracking somewhat, and has affected our lives a little bit. So Tanner, why don't you fill us in on that?
Sure. Which of these popular streaming services is not in the top 5 for most subscribers in the world?
Oh my.
Is it HBO Max, Netflix, Disney Plus, or Amazon Prime?
Oh, pretty good choices
right,
there. I mean,
right. So I was surprised that all 4 weren't in the top 5.
Because,
So.
you know, there's some early leaders that came out strong early. There's been some late
bloomers.
that have really kind of done a good job.
Yeah.
Has there been reshuffling?
Sure, yeah.
I think I have a guess already.
All right.
Yeah, good deal.
Yeah.
We'll see if you're right.
Now I'll say if I stay with my guess or not.
It's a lot of time yet.
That's right.
Indecisive. What about some more sports?
Yeah, well, first off, local sports. Want to wish good luck to Tippecanoe Valley swimmers Marcus Smith and Isaac Weststone. They both are swimming in the state championships. This
Hey,
weekend.
that's exciting.
Marcus is participating in the 100 butterfly, and Isaac's participating in the 200 freestyle.
Cool. Good for them. Good luck.
Yeah.
You ever swam either of those strokes, Tanner?
Oh, I've swam them, but not in the race or anything. yeah. I didn't swim for a reason. So.
Gotcha.
Not the fastest.
Swim like a rock.
I can swim, let's put it that way, but maybe not the quickest. In high school basketball, like Randy said at the top of the program, the boys still going strong.
Yeah. Finish up tonight on the road to McConaughey.
Big one.
So a big one down there. Be senior night for McConaughey, so it's
Yeah.
You always try to be that spoiler for
That's
senior
right,
nights
yeah.
on the road. You know, you don't want to win your own and then spoil everybody else.
Motivation.
Yeah.
Rochester 16-4, McConaughey 16-5 overall, so should be a good one. Tippecanoe Valley 17-5 on the season. They travel to South Bend, Washington, who's 16-6. That should be going as well. Argus is 4-17. They host Elkhart Christian, who is 8-13. Caston played last night. I'm not sure the results of that game.
I think they got the win at the buzzer.
All right.
From what I saw, I think they hit a shot.
That's a good way to do it.
Like 5 seconds left.
Good deal.
So big win for them.
And then,
That takes them on a 7-game win.
yeah, they got a win record
sections.
going. Yeah, so riding that momentum.
That's right.
And Culver's 2-19. They're looking to get their third win at Bremen tonight, who is 11-10. So good luck to everybody in action. And what's the tip time down in McConaughey?
6:15 JV will be on the air 7:25 for
All right.
the Rochester Ford pregame, and then sectional start Tuesday.
Yeah.
So Zebras get the first game. So we'll be down there at Wabash with Eastern. So that'll be about 5:40.
A little earlier.
Tuesday night. A little earlier because we get 6 o'clock games.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
At least it's in a place where Rochester's familiar with.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Yep. Played there just a few weeks ago.
Yep. In college basketball, things are starting to get pretty interesting in the state.
For the Boilers?
For the Boilers, for the Hoosiers,
Yeah.
maybe not so much for the Irish, for the Bulldogs, or the Cardinals right now. But hey, there's still conference tournaments going on. Purdue's trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. They're in a rut right now.
It's bad timing, Tanner.
It is very bad timing. They host UCLA tonight, who's 20-8. That game's at 8 o'clock on Fox. Those teams have interesting history. Of course, John Wooden.
That's right.
UCLA was the first team ever to play in Mackey Arena, first opponent in the 60s.
Oh, neat.
So Rick Mount's going to be back in the house tonight. He hadn't been to a game since 2016.
Doing dressing.
Yeah, they might. Yeah, see if he got all the building up. I think he can still shoot. Or at least he says he can. So yeah, both teams are tied with Maryland for 4th in the Big Ten there. So this is a big one tonight for both teams, trying to get that double bye in the Big Ten tournament.
Yeah.
Something that Purdue's had every year since the double bye started. So
Well, it didn't help by you when they kept running the stat that UCLA hadn't played well in the Midwest all year. Then they pulled that one out. So I hope it does hold well for you guys.
but IU's starting to play a lot better. Of course, they beat Purdue last Sunday in a game that made me leave my house with the 13-minute mark and take my dog on a walk. I hadn't seen enough. I was pretty frustrated.
Let the chips fall.
I literally, didn't even check my phone, went for a walk, came back, saw the final score. All right. But then they beat Penn State, so now they travel out west at Washington tomorrow at 6 o'clock on Peacock, and then they'll play at Oregon early next week.
Tuesday,
and then host Ohio State for their senior day. So.
I think they got at least split out there.
I think so. Yeah.
I do too.
Nice to get 2, but
Yeah.
at least split
Yeah.
that.
Oregon is tough.
Yeah,
so
they can be. They're streaky.
Yeah.
Especially if they want a decent seed in the
Right.
Big Ten tournament,
Right.
and they're still, I think they're number 2 now on the bubble.
Yep, they're still on the wrong side, but
Yeah.
they're creeping close to the
Yeah.
right side. So.
Yeah, because they were 4 till they beat Purdue.
Right, and then
Kinda
moved up.
Moved up to number 2, I think, after Penn State.
Yep.
So.
And then Notre Dame's 12-16. They traveled to Wake Forest, who's 19-9. Wake Forest is one of the 4 ACC teams projected to be in. I remember when the ACC used to get 9 or 10 teams.
Oh,
in.
yeah,
Now
that
they're
was
down to 4 right now.
Arguably the strongest basketball
Yep.
conference.
And that game's at 5:15 on the CW tomorrow. And Butler's 13-15. They travel to Villanova, who's 17-12. That game's at noon on Peacock.
Good.
Thank you, Tanner.
So, yep.
Well, Big Ten's got what? Predicted for like 9?
9 or 10, depending on who you look at.
That's what happens when you add teams. Every
Yeah,
year.
that's 18, and that's the interesting thing about 18 teams. There's 3 teams that will not make the Big Ten tournament
Right.
this
Saw
year,
that, yeah. So they're taking
which
15.
is which is interesting.
Yeah.
So
New times.
those bottom feeders in the Big Ten have something to fight for right now. So and got a few tidbits this morning. Not too many good ones. So only a couple here. On this day, 1940, the first basketball game to be televised took place.
Oh,
The website is the University of Pitts. I'm guessing it's Pittsburgh. Guessing they just abbreviated it. Beat Fordham 50-37.
Barn burner.
And on this day, in 1983, the final episode of MASH aired.
Wow.
125 million people in the United States tuned in.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That is
crazy.
and it's still airing with reruns today.
All the time.
So today's National Tooth Fairy Day, National Chocolate Souffle Day.
Nice work.
Thank you. National Science Day, National Public Sleeping Day, U.S. Snowshoe Day, Skip the Straw Day, National Essay Day, National Floral Design Day, and Car Keys and Small Change Day.
Interesting.
Hey.
I had a chuckle on that one.
Yeah, I like that one. You big on essays back in the day?
I had to do a lot of them in college. So.
Some people really like those.
I did them. Wasn't a big fan,
Yeah,
but
right.
I did them.
Did them because you had to.
Yeah, pretty much. Not free willing.
All right. Well, upcoming events. This is kind of a precursor to an event, but the Fulton County Chamber announced they were accepting nominations for their annual awards. And that's the Organization of the Year, Business Professional of the Year, Emerging Business Award, and Community Service Award. It's been around for a long time. So nominations can be submitted to Kelly Scobie at kelly@fultoncountychamber.com, or you can call 574-223-2666, and those will be accepted through Wednesday, March 12th.
Yeah, the awards will be in April, so
Coming right up.
It'll be here before you know it.
Yeah.
The Giant FM won that one time.
Several
didn't
years ago, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Probably about 5 years ago, I think.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Start thinking of the worthy individuals and organizations in our community that are doing some good work. So I like it when that rolls around.
Yeah, that's fun.
And then we wanted to give some flowers this morning for Julia Moore, first federal family member for 30 years.
Wow.
She's our mortgage loan originator in Kosciuszko County and operates without a branch over there or an office, really.
Doesn't stop her.
No, she's a servant at heart, and
Yes.
the relationship village has done just a wonderful job for us over the years.
Great to work with.
Congratulations, Julia, on 30 years this week.
Yep.
Okay, the S&P 500's had a fairly dismal week this week. For some reason, it was down nearly 200 points so far this week. And big news yesterday was a surprising number of initial unemployment claims. You know, everybody estimates this stuff, then the report comes out and it's higher, it was lower. Well, that was higher this time. So I think there's another inflation report coming out today. And next Federal Reserve Open Market Committee meeting is, I think, the 18th and 19th of March. So got a few weeks here till that type of news comes around. But other than that, the economy's chugging along. All right, thinking about First Federal this morning, got to check out our new ATM here on 301 East 9th Street. Got you can now tap your card.
That's very handy.
That's right. Quick and fun. And I wanted to highlight a savings product that it's the last day of the month here, so we gotta hit this one more time. But our Christmas Club savings account, you ever had one of those, Randy?
I do have.
Okay.
For many years.
Okay, they're you kind of don't think about those very often. They do operate kind of in the background a little bit. It's a great tool though for saving towards holiday spending, gift buying, those types of things, because you can put money in it all year long, but then it cuts you the money right back. You can have it direct deposited to a different account, or we used to do checks. I don't know if we still do those anymore, but I think it's in October. You get your money that you've been saving, so you can set up some automatic savings. We're going to highlight next month. We'll preview our Roundup savings product, which can take your debit card spending each time, and for that day they round it up to the whole dollar amount. Take that total for the day and send it where you want to send it. So, combination with the Christmas Club's pretty neat. You could be using your debit card conveniently for your purchases all month, and then every day have the roundup go into your Christmas Club for the holiday spending. You won't even notice it.
I'm sure that would add up very quickly.
It does, yes.
So we're pumped about that.
And there's only 300 days till Christmas.
Thank you, Tanner.
Exactly.
That's good. A lot of opportunity. So talk to us about that. You can also check out our online account opening. Works really well, really quickly. We have a lot of people trying that out. But we like to have you come in, really. That's more fun for us.
Yeah.
So come on in and see us. Our free gift is the Martha Stewart cutlery set. It's been very popular.
Very popular, yes.
Everybody likes to cook.
Had to do a lot of reorders.
Knife sets in the bank lobby. Interesting combination.
Who would have thought?
All right. Well, that's it for First Fed News today. But I encourage you to check out that Christmas Club. I want to introduce our special guest. Joe McCarter's back with us this morning. President RTC Communications, welcome.
Good morning.
Hi, Joe.
Happy Friday.
Yes, it is. How are you?
Good.
Hey, you've come on here a couple times the last few years with big project news. You guys have been working hard over there. I'm seeing RTC everywhere on the billboards. We're seeing the trucks all over. So remind us what's been going on and where we're at with the big project.
Yeah, so about 2.5 years ago, we started a countywide build to bring fiber to every resident, every address in Fulton County. We put over 700 miles of fiber in the ground.
That is just a huge scope of a project.
Yeah, and excited to announce that we're about a week away from completing construction.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so the northeast corner of Fulton County, northeast of Akron, is our last area, and we are almost done. So that's very exciting. We'll start installation for that area in about 3 weeks. So if you haven't signed up, sign up. But yeah, we've just in the last 2 years, over 600 miles of fiber. We've passed just over 5,000 addresses.
That's incredible. And remind everyone, you hear fiber and you think about, it doesn't really indicate maybe what that means. Tell us a little bit more about what that might mean for the rest of the county that haven't had this opportunity.
Yeah, so, a lot of people here in Rochester, where we've had fiber for 20 years, don't realize that a lot of areas in our county did not have access
We've been
to
spoiled.
fiber-based internet. Much more fast, much more reliable, so we're seeing very strong interest. A lot of folks have been needing that additional speed and reliability. We've been serving a lot of the county with a fixed wireless product, which is decent, but as streaming becomes more prevalent, people have more devices in their home connected. That higher speed is very, very important. So yeah, it's good. Like I said, the reception we've gotten from the county has been very good. Obviously, our county officials, the county highway department, all have been extremely important and very cooperative in our build. I would remind people spring is coming. Obviously, with the freeze the last month, we've had to do a lot of temporary installations for folks that needed the service.
Okay.
So we have drops on the ground. Don't mow over those drops. We are going to get out there.
We're coming back.
We are coming back, we promise. But we'll get out there and bury those. The other thing is 811 and the locates.
Yeah.
You'll continue to see a lot of flags. Make sure you're calling 811. If you're doing things, because we do have a lot more fiber in the ground, so an area that may have been safe to dig in 10 years ago. We may have
That's a
fiber.
good reminder.
And I know those flags can be a nuisance when you go to mow, but again, they will be temporary. So we appreciate everybody's cooperation on that.
Well, and this has been a topic for several years around the state and country on expanding the larger broadband network, and just to have you guys leading the way here in Fulton County. I've always appreciated having a local telco here, great local company. And now, this is a big deal economically for our area.
It is. As you look at kind of the drain that we've seen in rural areas within Indiana, really across the country, one of the main reasons for that is, people want to be able to work out of their homes, and if you don't have that high-speed internet, you're not able to. So we feel like this will be a good draw. That's one of the reasons the county council, county commissioners were so strongly supportive of it, is that they realize that too. Same with Fulton County RMC, been a great partner. They have a vested interest as well. So, yeah, we think that with this, within Fulton County, I'm not sure we'll be the first county in Indiana to have every resident served, but I could say that because I don't know either way. But we think it'll be a real positive.
That's great. All right, let's already, now this isn't probably what you want to do because we want to have a party to celebrate the finish of this that's coming very, very soon, but thinking forward, what are some next initiatives? I know that you guys are always thinking forward, technology changes so fast. What are the next things that may be coming into the radar for our community in your area?
Hopefully none of the RTC employees are listening because they're all kind of looking forward to it.
I'm sure they are.
Okay, let's take a little bit.
I hate to break the glass on this one.
Yeah, we talked about, we'll take a little bit of a breath. I was saying that a year ago, and now as it's getting closer, we're not going to be able to. So a couple things that we're focused on. We are quickly transitioning to the Rochester area with equipment upgrades. That equipment is starting to age, so residents in Rochester, probably in the next month, it'll take us about 2 years to upgrade all that equipment, but some will be receiving letters and we'll start replacing equipment outside the home and inside the home.
Okay.
To upgrade to what we're putting into the new areas in the county.
I see.
More feature functionality, higher reliability, more speed packages available. So we're excited about that. And then a second big initiative is we're going to be replacing our phone switch. It is also becoming aged. You have to prioritize these things when you're in the middle of a build like we were.
Sure.
So we're going to move as quickly as we can to better support our business customers from a voice standpoint. And so that will be a large project.
That sounds very large. It's amazing how quickly some of these things tire out, because you probably feel like you just did that.
Yeah,
in some ways.
And that's the thing. The more advanced technology gets, the more reliable it becomes on that feature and functionality,
Yes.
and so you have to continue to upgrade. The other thing I would mention for those folks, customers of ours that are on our fixed wireless product, we will be also decommissioning those sites over the next year. So if you're on a fixed wireless product of ours, we certainly would appreciate your business. Call in, let us get you scheduled so we can convert you to fiber. Again,
That's a great idea.
More reliable, and that'll help us as we're out in the areas signing up new customers and installing new customers. We can get you converted as well.
Okay. One last topic. Some of us have been on RTC cable for a long time. Got a letter in the mail over the last couple of months about this fiber build out, the opportunity to you mentioned streaming earlier. Just a lot of great ways to get content anymore. You can kind of pick and choose as a consumer what you want to do. Talk to us a little bit about the cable business, and then also just what that letter was intended to do.
Yeah, we're really encouraging folks, especially now with all of our residents here in Fulton County having fiber, high-speed internet available, to start looking at those streaming options. The cable business for us is as tough as it is for our consumers, our customers. Prices just continue to increase. Our costs just continue to increase for that programming. What streaming allows you to do is kind of pick and choose. We have an app on our website, My Bundle TV. You can go in, You can select the channels that you watch most frequently, and it will guide you to the right package.
Oh, that's
I know
handy.
Tanner mentioned the four and the quiz we're going to have here, which I'm probably going to fail. But that's the biggest advantage to streaming, is that you can kind of a la carte a little bit, whether it's YouTube or whatever. Whereas with normal cable products, you can't. It's here's the lineup, and you've got to pay for all of them. We have to pay for all of them. Thus, our consumers have to pay for all of them. So if you haven't looked at streaming, Big Ten game last night was on Peacock, for instance.
Right.
You can get a couple streaming packages, save some money, and we're really encouraging that, because it is tough for our customers to see those bills continue to increase. It's certainly tough for us to continue to see the costs increase.
I don't know if the data transportation abilities you're putting in, really the streaming is just like watching cable in terms of quality and
It
assurance.
is, yeah. The end point on that fiber is the router. I needed to mention that part of that equipment upgrade is we are now offering a free router, a router that we can manage, help you manage the endpoints in your home. And so we encourage customers to also embrace that new router. We have an app, they can manage the router, they can manage the devices. But that's the other thing, you can have a high-speed internet connection, but if your router's 12 years old, that's going to be the clogging factor.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so anyway, but yeah, streaming, we highly encourage folks to take a look at that.
Some people don't even realize too is how much you rely on the internet.
Yeah.
I mean, especially some of your Wi-Fi, different things that get connected. I mean, until I got that new router, and then you could start seeing really what was connected. You don't realize, oh yeah, I forgot about this or forgot about that. And I mean, it's amazing just what I have. And I'm not that technical at home, but it's
Well, and I'm in the same boat. We picked up the new router from RTC a couple of months ago, and it's been wonderful. That app that you can kind of see what's going on that Randy's mentioning was great. We're at the time in our family life cycle where I've got some kids connecting now, and just some different things. It's nice to be able to have a little bit more visibility into what's going on with the home Wi-Fi.
Yeah, things like your thermostat, your refrigerator. I mean, it's going to continue to grow.
That's right.
So.
All right, we've been talking with Joe McCarter, president of RTC Communication. Just really appreciate what our local company here has taken on to provide fiber to every address in our county. Just need to say that one more time, because that's just incredible. Wonderful job.
So it also increased a bunch of employees too, because I remember just 10, 15 years ago, I mean, it was still just a handful of employees, and now, how many employees do you have?
Yeah, we're over 60 full-time employees. We've been really fortunate. We've got a great employee group. We've also got a lot of contractors we've used here locally for this build that have really done a great job for us. So very fortunate in that regard. Public service announcement real quick. The phishing, spamming activities have been at a very high rate in the last month or two. I think that whoever these people that live in caves that do this are, winter obviously they must have a lot more time on their hands. But anyway, we encourage folks to be very careful on what links you click on, and based on the emails, if you have questions, call us. We will not send things to customers asking for changes of passwords and those types of things. If you look closely at the email, typically you can tell. I know there's one going on right now that says it's from rtcol.net. That's not us, we're .com. But be very cautious. Those can be very, very troublesome.
I appreciate you mentioning that, because it is only getting worse. Some of my staff are getting emails from me that aren't really from me, for instance.
They just delete all the emails from me.
Yeah, that's a good policy anyway. All right, well now I'm interested to see if you can get this trivia wrong. Okay, so let me remind you, which of these popular streaming services is not in the top 5 for most subscribers in the world? A, HBO Max, B, Netflix, C, Disney Plus, or D, Amazon Prime?
I'm gonna go. My gut feeling tells me HBO.
That's where I was going too, but I'm sure I'm going to be wrong.
That is correct.
Yeah.
It's 6th
Yeah.
in the world, so still pretty high.
Like you mentioned earlier, some of these had an early push.
That's
HBO
right.
Max was one of those that had an early push, but yeah, those others have really taken over.
And some of them kind of bundled together to try to increase their reach. HBO Max has an estimated 100 million subscribers. Disney Plus has 125 million. Amazon Prime 200 million, and Netflix is over 300 million subscribers worldwide.
Crazy. All thanks to RTC.
Yeah, that's right. The connected world. Thank you, Joe, for giving that to us. All right, we're going to end our show this morning with a quote, some words of wisdom from an American businessman, Jim Rohn. If you don't like how things are, change it. You're not a tree.
I like it. There you go. Joe, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Evan,
Thanks,
Tanner, good to
guys.
see you.
Thank you. We'll see you guys
Have a
next
great
Friday.
weekend.
Yep, see you next Friday.